Fox NFL analyst Mark Schlereth. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Go.
What should the Saints do?
Well, I mean, they should sign Drew Brees. But I think it's incumbent upon Drew Brees to understand where he is in his career. I mean, this is not a place in your career where you're out to set the market. You're 39 years old. It's about winning a championship. It's about keeping your team out of salary cap purgatory, if you will. And, you know, you've got to look at what they've been able to do in New England with Tom Brady at 40 years old. His cap value is at $14 million. I think the total value of his contract is about $20 million. I mean, this cap can be manipulated. It's always been that way. But I think you're in a position, if you're Drew Brees, to say, what's the most important thing now? The most important thing is having a team that gives you an opportunity to win a championship, and they have built that. Remember, this defense forever was awful. They were really good this year, and they had a couple of injuries, but this is you're in a position in the NFC right now with an elite quarterback where there's a lot of teams. You think about it. Minnesota, is it sustainable to have no quarterback? I mean, honestly, is it sustainable? Is Sam Bradford, is Teddy Bridgewater, is Case Keenum, is Kyle Sloter, the fourth guy on their roster, is that a sustainable model for sustained success in the NFL? Because eventually that defense will get hurt. Eventually you'll wear down some. That's not sustainable. And you can go through the NFC in general, the way NFC teams are built right now. Is that a sustainable model for year in, year out success in the NFL? And the answer is no. So, you know, Philadelphia, when they get Carson Wentz back, that's a different story than with Foles. But I think to really have sustained success in this league, you've got to have an elite level quarterback. You look at the AFC, I mean, it's either Roethlisberger, it was Manning, or it's Brady. Minus an outlier or two, that's the teams that go to the Super Bowl. So I think for Drew Brees, this is about winning another championship. And if you're going to do that, you have to have a cap value where you're not setting the market.
Well, if he sets the market, they're not going to be in purgatory. They're going to be in hell.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Skip. Even if he were to leave, he's $18 million of dead cap space. So you almost have to keep him. You give him what he needs and prorate it out and manipulate it, or you let him walk and then he has you in salary cap hell anyway, even though he's not on your roster. And I agree with you. What's important to you? Drew, you've made a ton of money. Now, if you're trying to go set the market and try to upstage Stafford, get $27 million, well, you're going to be back to square one because you're going to have to release somebody. If you want to say, well, you know what? I've been here 12 years. I've been at the top forefront. I've been a top 5 quarterback in pay, basically with the exception of the first couple of years. I've been top 5 in pay ever since I've been here. I believe I can take X, and they can add a piece here, a piece there, and we're right back in the thick of it. Now, I sure would love to see him in Denver. Would love to see him in Denver playing with that defense.
Would you pay him $27 million?
No. We don't pay old cousin. We're going to get my first cousin.
You're going to pay him like $30.
Don't worry about what we going to pay him, Skip.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, you can deal with walking to him after they have to come off that Super Bowl win.
I'm fine with that.
But anyway, I agree. I mean, at 39, Skip, he's been there for 12 years. All of his kids, for the most part, have been born in New Orleans. He's ingratiated himself in that community. He's beloved in that community. Guys don't normally want to go learn new systems, be it offense or defense. First of all, defensive players in today's game ain't playing to get 39. So an offensive lineman or a quarterback doesn't want to go change systems 39 years of age after hearing the same verbiage for the last 12 years. His family's there. He's not wanting to uproot his kids and move his kids out of that community, his wife out of that community. This is an ideal situation for him. The question is, how much money does he want to make, and can he make it? Can they get to a point where everybody's happy? Drew's like, okay, I can play for this. It's not what I would really like, but for an opportunity to compete for a Super Bowl, this is the best. This is my best option.
Sure.
No problem with that.
So it is time for Drew Brees to take a dramatic hometown discount. And yesterday during the interview we just saw, he basically took his leverage and just tossed it over his shoulder. Like, I'm here. No bad blood. I just want to be here.
Yeah, but I said that publicly, Skip.
Okay. Well, that's how it came across to me.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm pretty sure he wants to be the next Archie Manning in New Orleans, where he becomes the beloved ambassador for the Saints till death do him part.
Yes.
God bless. I'm all for that. As you said, 4 kids he and his wife have. They love it there. They want to raise their kids there. So he sounded like, I'm putting myself at their mercy. Well, now money talks, so now you got to walk your talk here a little bit with your money.
Yeah.
And it would behoove him, it would make him even more popular if he took, I don't know, half of what he made this year.
Yeah.
It would, seriously.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? If you have a chance at going on age 40 to have a hot young defense and a Kamara who looks like he's going to be a stud for a long time.
Ingram's there.
Hey, you're pretty loaded.
Yeah.
You're pretty set. You came within the craziest play I ever saw of getting to go to Philadelphia to get to go to the Super Bowl, right? Yeah. So why wouldn't you take, and yet in the past now he's
he got his money. Yeah, he's maximum.
Fought for every last dollar.
Yep.
Okay, well, I think I heard him say, I'm done. I'm yours. Whatever you tell me, we'll just make a deal.
Skip, you keep telling him to take that hometown discount, and Brady could take the hometown discount because his wife is worth $400 million. Drew Brees' wife sits, is a homemaker.
4 kids.
4 kids. So $400 million. I got $400 million over here, stick, and so it's different. I'm just saying what's important to him. If he wants to stay there, if he wants to help this team build a championship, because he can get back. Like I said, I'd love to see him in Denver with those receivers and that defense. But given he's not going to want to uproot that family.
But if you want to max your dollars, go on the market, because some Denver would pay you.
Not just some Denver, a couple of teams.
There's a bunch of teams that would pay you. But the bottom line is this. He can sit there and verbally give away his leverage, but as Sharpe pointed out, he's got leverage in that if you let him go, you release him, you're taking a huge cap hit.
You're $18 million dead money.
Dead money cap. So, it's very much like the Peyton Manning thing. Peyton Manning signed in Denver $19 million a year, had some incentives. At his last year, they cut him $4 million, and he made it back in incentives. So, to me, it's one of those things. You've made your money. You're going to make $18, $19, $20 million a year. I'm good with that. Let's move on. Let's win a
you got all these
championship.
franchises. You got all the bunch of these Jimmy Johns. Hey, let your boy get one of them Jimmy Johns.
And by the way, he didn't play very well in the first half, but that second half, that was some special stuff. That was about as great a second half as I've ever seen him play in a playoff.
And by the way, that defense at all 3 levels that he was playing against in that first half, they're legit.
Yeah.
Legit. Yeah. So, he made the adjustments.
And they got 2 safeties in a corner that can do it.
They got 2 corners that can play, Linebackers can run.
That D-line.
They're nasty now. They are nasty.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.